Hey, Screw Crew. Wow, you're really listening with those tight little ears of yours, aren't you? I just want to say thank you for supporting us as we just hit 500 plays of our gentle slap of a podcast, Screw Up the Podcast, a podcast that I host with comedian and semi-professional gopher wrangler Emma Rose. If you're still on the fence about listening to Screw Up the Podcast, why don't you take a seat? Take a seat right over there. Here are 5 easy ways that you can support Screw Up the Podcast while doing absolutely nothing. And if there's anything I like doing, it's nothing. 1, give us to your cat. If you're just a big old busy mom, why don't you pass this off to your cat? Hit play on Screw Up the Podcast on Spotify, Google Podcasts, or wherever you listen to podcasts, and set the earbuds down right next to your furry little feline friend. Inaccurate studies show that 70% of cats will begin to make biscuits at the sound of Screw Up the Podcast, and the other 30% blink slowly. So how's that for some free TikTok content? Number 2, pray for us. If you're nominally religious, you might have already done this if you listen to Screw Up the Podcast, but if you haven't yet, we would love it if God heard about us. That motherfucker has some clout. 3, post a confusing emoji on any of our social media platforms. Well, maybe I'm just saying this because I'm jealous of Taylor Swift's email marketing campaign that involved all those snakes, but we'd love it if you reacted to any of our socials, Twitter, Instagram, anything like that with an emoji of your choosing. This one does require a bit more effort, but if you follow step 1, you can set your phone just like perfectly underneath your cat in such a way where it'll just choose the emoji for you. It's the perfect setup. Number 4, tell us, wow, yeah, I'll totally check it out when we tell you we have a podcast. You know, a lot of you are actually really good at this, but studies show that the placebo effect is 550 times stronger in regards to false hope. So go ahead, beef us up. We won't even bat an eyelash if we detect sarcasm. It's numbing. Number 5, believe in yourself. This has very little to do with the podcast. It's more of a personal favor. Now, I know believing in yourself isn't always easy. Believing in yourself is kind of like sex. It always feels good, but sometimes you need to convince yourself that you're enjoying it. But guess what? I believe in you. Now get out there, you rapscallion, and support Screw Up the Podcast. Available wherever podcasts can be available.